on camera, and Becky back in final control. Rather chilly morning. It's also unusual. It's chilly and it's overcast. I guess there's quite a bit of moisture in the air, cooling it down considerably. Quite a bite in the air. Our usual characters that live out here in the south, or just south of camp in these open areas, are actually close to camp right now. I think there's a buffalo at camp as well. I'm trying to see why it is that they aren't out here. Maybe there's absolutely no reason whatsoever. They don't always have to be here. This direction of where I live.
Really how quickly it happened.
Well, today's taking us pretty time about getting above that clouding. It should be popping up any minute now. It's getting quite bright now, turning from pink to orange, and any second now that golden lining is gonna the wildebeest calling now. Looks like a mountain range. We have a drum roll, please. Mike and Lima. An upside down email. Turn the screen upside down. Mike and Lima. International, what's his name, alphabet. Yeah. Well, obviously you see at closer to the equator, the faster it goes, because at a greater distance it has to cover the same amount of space as the pole. Morning, sunshine. Yeah. And already the sun is forcing this cloud to retreat. Not even strong enough yet. You are my sunshine. my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. That's kind of pretty. Something making noise. Elephant. Still. Okay, let's be on our way. Thank you. Okay, time to go and find a place we've never been to, and we might lose signal, but we got to head up northwest. We've been waiting for this moment for some time now, and I think I'm going to have to find a way to get up there. Not what we have is we have our pride of life. Hang on, let us listen. So far, not too many vehicles. Now what happened is the pride of lion, known as the Black Dam Pride, I don't know what they've killed. They haven't mentioned on the radio what it is they've killed, but they made a kill up in the northwest, and we haven't had anything. We've been here now for 2 months or more, and I've got to listen to this. Sorry, I'm going to be interrupted quite a lot this morning. See what happens when you drive a Land Cruiser, you get stuck. I could speak too soon, but still. The guys are already swarming towards this lion kill. But we're not going to rush up there, but we are going to try and get up there and try and get to see some of this. Because it sounds like all 4 cubs are there, and I hope we'll get a chance to see it. Now, unfortunately, it will be out of signal range. Hang on, I've got to listen. there goes terrible stork flying in the distance on its way back to the nest after night shift at Japan. So, up here with these wildebeest. Oh, they were shouting earlier. Going into thick bush. Maybe they're expecting a cold weather. We've got a guy walking from the lodge to Lagwan Dam. We're going to get up to Ring Road. Huge. I don't know where. Somewhere up down Jackleberry. Very long road. But I'll hear about it more. Got at least an hour. All the vehicles are on standby. But they forgotten about the leopard that they found earlier because they couldn't find it again. So somewhere along this road up here in the northwest is where these lions made a kill, and there's this massive movement of vehicles all going through. Which means that I'm hoping we'll get there at some point this morning. But sorry, I've got to listen to the radio, folks. Unbelievable, these cars. So we got a lot of driving to do until we can go up there. Just as I thought it would be. Finding the lion on the kill in the morning. The last time they made a kill, it was just towards the end of drive in the evening, and we tried to get there first thing in the morning. It was actually, we were lucky because it was right within our signal range. Becky and I headed out there. We left here in the dark. We were the first ones to get there, but the lion had already finished that wildebeest and they'd moved on, and we missed them. And the only footage the guys got of the lion was before the jigger was ready and when they were out on one of the vehicles belonging to the lodge. That's what you see on the promo. And there are the early tracks, some early tracks heading back across the river coming up this way. So what we were hearing when we were watching the sunrise, some of the elephants had headed south again. Yeah, some more tracks. And they seem to like this little corner of the property, maybe because there are no vehicles and it's quiet for them. And yesterday, they were a little bit overwhelmed. So was I. Most of the time, we tend to have this whole southern area to ourselves. Any hint of a cat, leopard or something walking around here, a couple of guys come down and help with the tracking. But yesterday, despite the fact that there are elephants all over the reserve, these are the only promising areas. Here they're crossing the road, all of them. So they went down to the river yesterday evening, and then sometime during the night they must have come back through this part of the world. they're back in that little dense part of the bush that we were looking for them yesterday. I'm not going to go in there today. I think maybe this afternoon we'll listen for them. Have a repeat. Monday morning for our part of the planet. Although for South Africa we have a public holiday today. Tuesday, or I don't know what it is. Forget what it is. All I know that yesterday, the 16th of June, not only a friend of mine's birthday. No, yesterday was the anniversary of the uprising in Soweto in 1976, I think it was. Opened fire on protesters, children. Anyway, that was a commemoration now. So they give the country a public holiday today, because yesterday was a Sunday, of course. Yeah. Bite to the air. Always happens just after the sunrise. It's a little bit colder. Look at this colour. Wow, that looks quite pretty. If we go through the river, that might be quite nice. As we go through the river. Still guys going on standby for this. Even the guys from the north are coming down south for this. We might not even get a chance to see them today. Yeah. That's the sound, but the sound box. And at the moment it doesn't matter because we're not using it. Sound. Well, it should be, because it should be coming out of my mouth. Microphone. Becky coming? See? Oh, it'd be strange I haven't heard a word from Final Control. No, there's nothing wrong with the radio and final control probably. I don't even know. I mean, it's stuff. It should have heard something by now. It doesn't come out of it. Yeah. Okay, we've got this sound cable coming out of the top mic. Where does it plug into?
one for you. I got it.
Yeah. That's from the mine.
Good.
Never mind, we found it. But yes, no, we're just looking, there was a cable loose from the top mine, but we figured it out. Never mind. Rowie in Orange County, California. Hello, Rowie. How many species of snake? Gosh, that is a question of note. How many species of snake in Thornybush? How many are venomous? It's like saying how many apples in a bunch of grapes. I would imagine that maybe 30 odd species of snake. I'm having a rough guess here, Rowie. I really don't know. I'd have to go through the snake book, and even then it would be difficult. But venomous. Let me try and count the venomous snakes. It'll be easier. We've got the black mamba, we've got the vine snake and the worm slug, we've got Mozambique spinning cobra, snouted cobra, puff adder, night adder, Dobron stiletto, Rufus beak, not that venomous. Maybe, let's say, about a dozen venomous snakes. The grass snake, olive grass snake will be here as well. Those that are non-venomous, we'll start naming them too. We've got yellow-bellied sand snake, striped-bellied sand snake, one or two other grass snakes, probably one or two water snakes. Eastern tiger snake, red-lipped herald, rhombic egg-eater, the bark or mapani snake. We would have spotted bush snake. We would have blind snake. The Schlegels. I knew it was somebody Schlegel's blind snake. Python. American rock python is another one. Thread snake, the smallest. African python, the biggest. Thread snake, smaller than a shoelace. Thread snake's like a little strand of black spaghetti. Thinner than spaghetti, shorter than your average spaghetti strand. Let me think, what else is there snake-wise? Oh, the black-headed centipede eater. I don't know, if I think of any others, I'll blurt them out in the middle of a sentence somewhere along the line this morning, but quite a nice collection of snakes. Cloud's winning so far. Patches of blue. So they've killed a zebra, that's what I've heard. Just some more radio. Variegated bush. Oh yeah, my brain's working on it, trying to think of others. Because there are others that I haven't thought of that are not very common. Southern northern direction. What's the southern northern direction? Leopard tracks heading in a southern northern direction. Crombeck. Long-billed crombeck. find this problem. I've got to see if EMC as I can with this project over. Dreading it. I have to go all the way to the city for it. Marco is listening to The Drive with Led Zeppelin. That's interesting, Marco. I like Led Zeppelin. Live with it sometimes. Last night I was in the mood for Walter Trout. That's Joe Bonamassa. Joe Bonamassa is now getting to be like Jack Johnson. He was great when he came out, and then we just overplayed him. Overplaying a little bit of Joe Bonamassa. But he's a great musician. Did you get it? Dan Petlansky. I think Dan Petlansky is a Johannesburg boy. Also, one of the new jazz blues greats from current era, emulating those of the past. Is that Matthew Morkel? So Matthew, I wanted to know yesterday, where is your place in the Yumba? What's it called? More vehicles coming down from the north. Marco wanted to know if we come across any vultures on the drive. Occasionally we do, Marco, yes. When there are kills, when there are animals that have died. Sometimes on a cold day we might find one that's perched somewhere. Like today, it's a cold day. The sun is losing its battle right now. It looks like the moon in the sky because of this cloud. If you look at those trees on the ridge just above us, those are those big trees where that old house is broken down, where that baobab is, on that top of that rise, just straight ahead of us. A little bit of lower mist hanging over them. The sun behind a grey veil, barely even showing any colour. Very bright. Look at it. Okay. The vultures around today if there's a zebra kill. We did see some vultures the last time we were around where they had killed that wildebeest. Turn this off. It's distracting, trying to talk to all of you. Making so much noise in my ear. Okay, so this is a spot we're going to maybe lose signal for a brief moment. Once I get back up onto higher ground, it will pick up again. Yeah. What I don't understand about some of these guys. Maybe they're just rookies. They can't find their own animals. Moisture in the air. Diane. From Port Byron in New York. I'd like to know a little bit about the Black Dam Pride. Let's see if we're going to lose signal. Buffalo urinating. Grass track. Okay. Well, Diane, not really that much that I know about them because I haven't seen them yet. Unfortunately for me, there's so much that happens in my head. I've been reading about the Black Dam Pride. I've just chatted to John about the Black Dam Pride. But nothing stays in my head because I can't put it into context. But what I do know about them is the lioness known as the Black Dam female was first found at a place called Black Dam. She was on her own. She was evidently pregnant. No male in the area. Hang on, before I carry on talking, I've got to just try and sort out my sinuses. Excuse me a second. Two of which are just under a year, and two of which are still quite young. They're only about 4 months old. In total, 7 in the pride. I don't know whether the young male is with them. I'll let you know when. If we don't have signal, I'll let you know later. Not much we can do if these lions are out of our signal range. But we do have to film them. One of the reasons we're here is to document and be able to portray the lives of some of the animals of Thornybush. We've got less than a month, or just over a month left. We haven't got any lion on camera yet. I think it's a bit of a problem with leopard as well. Not being able to find them. Just on my face now. It's a beautiful morning. I really love this. Wipe your eyes, everybody. Coming up to Waxpool Dam. Might be nice. Actually, might get a nice view of the mist. Different view of the mist, but with the sun. Okay, I'm ready. When I'm ready. Who's that from, please? Terry in Illinois. Oh, Terry. Terry wants to know if I've ever seen an animal give birth. No, I haven't. All my years of living in the bush. The only animal I've seen give birth is a cow. I've known a young girl from Holland, from the Netherlands, came out, was doing some filming. Actually, her film is on our, what you call cable, our satellite TV. She was going to be doing a film on leopards. She was based near my home up in the Timbavati. She ended up doing a film about the cats in Timbavati, and she managed to film a lioness giving birth. That was incredible. To be able to catch a lioness giving birth on camera, that's, wow. I've never even seen an impala give birth. I've known people. Hello, heron. Out of the water. Not gonna get that. Being dive bombed by the blacksmith lapwing, because the lapwing's probably got a nest there somewhere. The water's shrinking considerably. There are also some other alarm calls. Yeah. I'm wondering what we're going to see if we get to the line. I suppose if they're fairly close to us. Right. We're going to go from Waxpool Dam to get up to where I have to go. We just go up from Waxpool, carry on up to the southwester. We head up, we still got 10 to 16 dBs up there, all the way up past Tusu Dam, and then we can go up Tusu Road to Lala. Places I've never been before, so I've got to look at the map. And I've known people to come to Africa, and their first visit to Africa, they see elephant give birth. So it's not all about living here and being in the bush every day, that you get to see things fantastic and wonderful. Sometimes people are lucky. Morning, Kevin in Boston. Do I carry a compass? No, the sun is my compass. Or the stars, or the moon. But no, I don't have a compass. I do have one. I don't. Main Duncan Boat. Serious tracks or anything. Zebra Impala. on the gas station repeat, please. Copy, thanks. Okay. Morning, Sandra in Oklahoma. I need to know if we found any Sticosauruses. There's one that's starting to make an appearance. I think it's Lungwan Dam. A lot of you might not know what a Sticosaurus is. They're really ancient creatures that live in these waterholes and sand. Station, copy me on 8. Could you give me a status on that Gala sighting, please? Copy. And lockwise, have you got any standby? Still 7 vehicles on lineup for that. We're not gonna get there. Maybe next year. That sighting's been running for an hour and there's still 7 vehicles on standby. 7 vehicles at 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's an hour and a half before we're gonna. Pardon? We're not allowed to. Thanks, Becky. It still won't help because it will still take an hour or more to get up there. Oh well, let's try not to have a sense of humor failure and see what we can do. And again, I was thinking that by now maybe there'd be some space for us to go to see those lions, but there isn't going to be, because all the lodges, all the vehicles from the north have come down, obviously. 5 lion are the only lion in the whole world. Okay, not 5, there's 7. Well, we'll just have to ride around and do some circles. Oh, look. Could be leopard tracks. And terrapin tracks. Look at terrapin walking in. Down to Sudan. Not to Sudan. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I've been down here before. He was drinking here, must be. station, follow up on Ingram Consort to Sudan. I guess not. Gareth coming. Morning. Do you know how many on standby for the Ningala lot? Okay, copy. No, didn't find anything. Didn't do much driving around there this morning. Only towards the gate and back, and then that'll be the plan. Just start up loading with actually done. On that little track heading down towards the water. Yeah, firm. Yeah, firm. They came back south across the river, more or less where Steve Kaya is, and headed back into the block, into the gate. Yeah, firm. I had audio this morning in that block. lion because they're moving through into the Jackleberry Lodge. They're actually going into the delivery area for the lodge, and so they're going to be closing that lock. Sounds like it. They sound like they've left the kill, probably finished it. And there's blue sky above us now. The cloud is completely gone, but this mist looks to be a beautiful day. But I can actually see the movement of air. I can see the mist drop. Yeah. Stop and listen for a bit. Well, we're not going to get to see the lion either today, folks, so hello, Patsy. Nice to hear from you. Does it snow in Thornybush area often? No, never. Ever, never. There's somebody coming our way. Really quite weird. This area that we're in, this whole Kruger Park region, Patsy, this is known as what we call the Lowveld. It's a low-lying area. It's about just under maybe around 1,000 feet above sea level, and the climate. I was going to say the client. The climate here. Oh, that's a tractor that I'm here. Southwester. Climate here doesn't ever get to be snow. Somehow the altitude and everything else about it, snow can't fall here. Combination of climate, altitude, and whatever other reasons there are. That make it unattractive to snow. I've seen there some mornings where it's been cold enough, but you need more than cold to have snow. You need a few other things. Maybe it's because we're too close to the Tropic of Capricorn. I don't know. Oh, that's better. You can see my eyes. You need to clean that as well again. Yeah. is the finest mist I've ever seen. Unbelievable. You can actually see, looking into the sun, you can see every fine droplet moving with the air, and it's rather strange. Not much in the way of sounds this morning. Yeah, as soon as all this stuff didn't finish spinning its web. It hasn't got the things to catch anything. Nick, come in. herd of buffalo through here. That must be Gareth down there. Go with that again, please. Charlie, what type of supplies do we bring on drive in case it rains? I'm not sure if I quite understand. Supplies as in food supplies? The thing is, at the moment we have time of the year. It doesn't call for rain. There's not much chance of rain this time of the year, fortunately. But if there is any hint of rain coming, we bring a tarpaulin. If it's really threatening, we don't even go out. At this time of the year, this is the dry season. There's very little chance of rain. Traditionally, on full moon or new moon, we might get a little bit of it. And this morning, I did think of changing weather, because ordinarily we wake up and it's generally clear. You can be pretty sure most of the time you wake up in the morning and you have a clear grey blanket, or rather a really be sure that the sun will burn it open. You wake up in the morning and it's a clear, still morning, and it doesn't get cloudy all day today. That's what happens in the wet season, when it does rain. Unless you wake up, generally wake up and it's cloudy, got a good chance that it's going to move away or going to open up. And it's the other way around. If it's cloudy, it'll not. Orange County again. California, Orange County. Ray wants to, how long is a giraffe's tongue and how is it possible that it can strip leaves with the thorny bushes? I don't know the exact length, Roy, but it's long and prehensile. I've never really measured a giraffe's tongue. They stretch it out probably about 6 to 8 inches. So I don't know how long it's still in its mouth. But they're able to do that because giraffes have evolved with the trees. As the trees develop their physical defense mechanism in the way of thorns and spines, as these things, so giraffes also had to develop a thicker tongue and palate and lips. can't exactly answer you how it can do that. It can do that because it's able to withstand, because the thorns don't affect it. Because it's a physical adaptation to a necessary adaptation for survival, a mechanism that is what makes everything what they are today. A constant process of change and adapting to change. Once upon a time there was a giraffe that had a tongue that was microns thicker than another giraffe's tongue, and certain conditions made that giraffe able to survive harsher conditions. I don't know, it's not as simple as that. If you have a look, if you had to take the whole genetics of it all, and you had to test the thickness of a giraffe's tongue over a broad section of the population of giraffe, this is all theoretical. I'm going to stop here at Longwan Dam and I can talk to you some more. It's like the beak of the finch, it's like the neck of the giraffe. It's like every single physical feature of an animal that has allowed it to adapt to conditions and allowed it to survive better than its neighbor, because within the gene pool you've got one extreme to the other. So you've got, even though it's not even noticeably thicker than another giraffe's tongue, maybe it's, as I say, microns, a matter of microns that could be different. Sorry, listening to the radio. I had to turn this noise off in my ear. If you take the physical or the physiological features of any creature or plant or anything in nature today, they are what they are because conditions have driven that feature of them to be something that allows them to survive. The thorns on a tree. One tree, I don't know, it's like a chicken and egg sort of story. And I wish I could articulate it better for you, because I'm going around in circles. Now let's stick to the giraffe's tongue. So let's say hypothetically, once upon a time, out of all of the giraffes, out of every single giraffe that lived at that time, if you had to measure the thickness of the tongue from the giraffe at the bottom end of the scale with the thinnest, let's not talk about thickness, let's talk about resistance to thorns. The bottom end of the scale you had a giraffe that was the least resistant to thorns, and the top end of the scale you had a giraffe that was the most resistant to thorns, and every giraffe in between was a variety of there was a scale of resistance, and conditions had it so that maybe the giraffe that was most resistant to the thorns was the one that was able to eat better and be able to survive better. And so that feature that allowed a giraffe to be able to feed on thorns was the one that was the giraffe that bred. Sorry, my brain is just not working properly this morning. But I hope, Rowie, you can get an idea of what I'm trying to say. It's not as though suddenly there were thorns and giraffes just suddenly had to deal with thorns. It doesn't work that way. It wasn't like as though, let's say for example, if, I'm trying to put this in the simplest terms as I can. If we were to put our mouth over a thorn branch, we would cut our mouths up and it would prick us terribly. So that is because we haven't been eating on thorn trees for millions of years. So it's something that has just happened over time. It is an adaptation to the environment that has required giraffes to have that kind of a resistance to the thorns of the plants that they're eating, that has made giraffe resistant to the thorns I'm gonna stop trying to tie my tongue up trying to explain it, but I hope I managed to get my point across. Assuming Nick's not walking around here anymore. Track crossing that road back there. We'll bring it out onto here at some point, I hope. I just told you, Brad. I told you. Okay, Brett. Sort of halfway between those anna trees and the gate. There's a new track being cut just heading south from that pan on the southern side of the river, south of Albion Pan. I don't know if I'll be there today, but you can head up there quite a distance and then you'll have to turn around. I did get an audio of them in there this morning, but I didn't follow up. I am starting to make my way back that way. Yeah, folks is manning the space. Copy. Becky Branch's houses. Where did this cat go? Looks like a young lion track. Too big for a leopard. Just one front of one paw, perpendicular to that road. Come out somewhere. This road here, not down. We'll go up a little bit to the north, and then we'll come back down to the south. Many vehicles here today. Yvonne in New Jersey. Yvonne is asking, after we're done with drives, do we still keep on searching for animals? No, Yvonne. There are rules, code of conduct for Thornybush that only time vehicles are allowed out is during drive time. They find it necessary here in between the game drive times that there are no vehicles that are driving around, to give the animals a break from the vehicles, as far as I know. So nobody is out looking for animals. There's a cat in here somewhere because it doesn't come out on this road. I wonder if it could be the same lioness that Brad had on Rocky Crossing. Lone lioness. Start making our way back east and then south, and then maybe if there'll be a bit of time, catch up and see where those elephants come out of that big area of bush they're in. Same place they were yesterday. I wonder why they're hiding down south. kind of ended up in a drainage line where the vehicles can't get to them to see them anyway. Near the lodge of Jackleberry. And they had a brief visual of a leopard near those lions. And there's a cheetah not far away either. Also, sound like we've got a visual of it. Quieter this morning compared to yesterday. Radio's been very noisy. I've been quiet. Other radio. Our radio has been quiet, but other radio has been noisy. Been listening to it a lot. What was the warthog? So it looks like a cat track further back. seen the young male lion. We come back this afternoon. And no, I don't seen his tracks. I don't know if he's with the probably not. Well, I think this is the ask the guys. If they have seen his tracks, he has been with the pride. But since I don't have his tracks and I don't know where he's going to follow up on it. Could be anyway. Brad, come in. Carlo, was he with the Black Tan Slumpy this morning? Yeah, I just saw a track now crossing the road just east of Longwan Dam. So she didn't cross Nanzan or Central. Yeah, Nick was walking in that area. I wonder if he bumped her. New lion in the area. Yeah, I was just suddenly stopped by a buffalo. So the young male was with the lion this morning. He's back with the pride. There we go. Got an answer. I can. I'm just thinking of this branch, and I was just waiting to see what this buffalo was doing. But probably gonna get caught in the end. Maybe you could just back to singing out. Hello, man. I think you saw the other day next to the road. Go back to the... Huh? Good. The flies flying around him because of the light. Thanks, Vic. Yes. Must be this one. Yeah, thanks, Vicky. Must be the one. There's a young male and a young female lion. They must seem to have come into the property from Sandringham. New lion in the area. Bye-bye, Mr. Buff. He's an old doggo boy. robber flower. The basic. Hey, little boy Impala. Maybe. Yeah, no, I'm watching his behavior more than anything else. Just a young male Impala that crossed the road. And he's one of the newborns. Morning, Marker. Cats. What other cats do we have? Marker. Civet. Really a cat, but it's called a civet cat. So civet, caracal, black-footed cat. I really want to go up this young male Impala. Yeah. He's operated from the herd. A bit nervous. Franklin shouting up this road when we were with that buffalo. Tracks of this herded Impala. To split them up. We'll head up this way. Just to see. You get a cloud buildup. Quite unusual. There was a bit of cloud buildup as well. Quite busy here. Malawan, another in a little bit possible. That little boy was nervous why he was to the crew. Cats here. I'm not seeing any sign of them. I'm looking at the road, the trees. sparring match. And there's three looks. Quite strange. Two giraffes having a sparring match. Males standing watching. It's like playground fight. The other boys, the other two are going to start sparring too. I'm going to try and move forward so we can get a better view, but this is how they do it. You know, they swing their heads and they punch each other with their horns. That's how they get scarred. They get bumping into branches. I mean, well, I want to follow these leopard tracks, but we can't miss this. Well, I'd like to move so that we don't have these trees in the way. But their heads are behind the trees there. But let's see what they're going to do now. Ooh, you can hear that. Yes, except there's a marula tree in the way. It's a bachelor herd of giraffes, this, and this is how they practice for when they're bigger. You think of the length of the neck and the weight of the head. That must hurt. Oh, that one had his leg caught on top of the other one. See, we're missing out on the second fight. I want to disturb them. I don't want to miss out on. This is in the way, this tree. Goodness gross.
To forward, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold more forward, yeah.
Those two seem to have a problem with it.
That's good.
Joined at the hip.
They're really going for it.
Now they are getting a little bit more serious. And the tails are tucked in. Other three bulls are just carrying on feeding.
That's what it means when the tails are tucked in.
Oh, they just that's what they do when they're fine.
So is the third one the referee?
Yeah. Third one's a youngster trying to get some.
No, but why don't we turn up your mic, so if somebody's watching, you can kind of narrate what's happening.
Well, there's no narration really needed. I mean, the best thing is to actually sit quietly and watch.
Okay.
To be honest.
My
Luckily now we've got a plane landing at Jackleberry, so it's gonna.
my mic is mostly picking up the electronics hum.
But also, that mic's gonna pick up. There's a plane landing now at Jackleberry. They're picking up or dropping off there. But you know, when giraffe I had it like this, there's nothing really I can add other than they're sparring. And the right one hits the one on the left, and he swings and he misses. I know. Doesn't.
Play by play.
And the blue corner using his hips to push the other one.
I can imagine
what they're trying to do is the idea is to bruise your opponent, but also sometimes they try and lift the other one's front legs up and throw him over off of his feet.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes. Being a bachelor herd, I would imagine this is mostly just sparring. The only time it really gets serious is when there's the sense of females in estrus. Here comes that plane now. It comes straight over. The caravan. Here from here it's a caravan. I know that sounds so well.
Okay, so I don't see anything anymore.
He's out of track.
That was kind of cool, actually.
It was very nice. That's when I'm what? Mine. We know that we've seen him before on his own because he's got that little lump on his left horn. We've seen him before. And if I'm not mistaken, we've seen the shorter one. His horn is thicker than his right horn. There's quite a difference in size between the two. Another reason why we know that it's just a sparring fight for real. That smaller one would acquiesce. He would know he's smaller and he's outmatched and he's in danger of being injured quite seriously. So at the moment they just sort of gladiated. That's it. That's now finally being on the ground. time for feeding. Very, very interesting giraffe. Feeding on the leaves of that gardenia. And with the picture off in our, you don't need to put the picture on me, with the giraffe feeding on the gardenia, I'm going to say goodbye. Okay. Just about 11. Lovely sight of giraffe. Well, and the time has come. Thanks for joining me this morning. We're just going to fade away with the giraffe gardenia. Find you again this afternoon. I don't mean the giraffe, I mean you, the viewer. At 3 o'clock African time. Maybe look for those Ellies again. Spend more time with them. And see what else we do. Leopard tracks that I've been now be the same as the tracks that were seen along the fence towards the Malawan gate, because it's the same female. So she was here a lot earlier. See what I mean by wanting to be in 3 different places at once when I leave the camp in the morning. Well, we missed once again. Tomorrow's another day, and so is this afternoon another time. And we'll see you then. From Laszlo behind camera, Becky and FC, Mark behind the wheel, and all of us at Wild Earth, and from Thornybush. Bye-bye.